All right, I believe that we are live. All right, everyone. Welcome to today's show at Yes 30 Abundance and Wealth with Brandi Veil. I am your show host. It brings me great honor to bring this show every week on Wednesdays. And generally, we get started at the top of the hour at 9:30. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to be in flow. And so I am coming live from Las Vegas at a conference for financial abundance and wealth. And just a little bit of just being human for a moment. What in the world is going on out there? What is happening in our world? And let me give you some context. Me, as an American citizen in the United States of America, is actively observing changes, dramatic changes in our world. And being a high sensitive and intuitive, somebody who walks through rooms and feels everything that is going on, being here in America is very interesting. And so I thought, I could bring you the news, and the Coin Republic's going to come in and talk a few, headliners about what's going on in crypto. But before we get started, I just want to invite everyone to have real talk, real discussions, and emotionally bring the look at that, even echoing here. Bring the big pause. And the big pause is very simple. It is that we get to own our truth. We get to be in the state of consciousness and abundance. We get to bring our heart forward in every action, in every state, in every nation, to come together as a collective mind. There are many reasons why I do what I do. And I'm sure there's many reasons of why you do what you do. But right now it is a come to harmony moment, and to really ask for guidance. And, I'm saying it with such passion because you have a choice to stand up and to be the best possible human that you can be. And the only way to do that is to create the resonance within your field of harmony, and then to onboard others to be in peace and be in solidarity and to be in love with freedom. And with that being said, I know there's a whole new format. Welcome to the way that I function as an entrepreneur. I'm sure you understand. Sometimes we have to shift it up. We've been doing Yes 30 Abundance and Wealth for the last 6 months. It's now July 17th in 2024. And I realized as I started on this 6 months in, this is episode 44, and we just started our live streaming on YouTube with the most intense innovators out there in blockchain and crypto, metaverse, Web3, finance, technology, you name it, that we get to be powerful. And so the conversations are open format. They are organic media. We have a framework of what we're doing for entrepreneurs and innovators and thought leaders to help them have a deeper relationship with each other behind the scenes, doing business development, getting funding, and creating context around the fintech piece to the puzzle of projects that are out there. So that was a lot to digest. But before we begin, the piece of the puzzle is that Yes 30 Abundance and Wealth is going to be real talk. And that's what we're going to do for 30 minutes out of the week. And we're going to start with the media. So with that being said, we're going to bring Varuni, the editor-in-chief, to the stage to participate in the conversation. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, Brandi. Thank you so much for once again having me on Yes 3.0 Abundance and Wealth, where we do the real talk of what's happening in the sector and, of course, in the world at large. And you rightly mentioned that there's so many crazy things happening in the United States of America. And today, as I read my most important pieces of news like we do every week, I will end with a US centric news that we would all love to know more about, want to talk more about, and you would hopefully give the important perspective on that news. But thank you so much for having me represent the Coin Republic on Yes 3.0 Abundance, where we do the real talking. And I'm going to be talking about a few pieces of news that affected me, that caught my attention in the last 1 week or so. The first one, of course, was that the US SEC has given preliminary approval to at least three Ethereum ETF issuers. This is a recent report saying the issuers include BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and VanEck, who have reportedly received this approval from the US securities regulators. Now, United States Securities and Exchange Commission has, of course, given this preliminary approval. We don't know, and I quote unquote, when I say that, we do not know what exactly it means, but what it does spell is better times for the industry at large, as we see at another investment product specific to the crypto Web3 space getting approval in the United States, which of course leads the larger financial markets if we look at that geography. The US SEC approval is now only contingent on applicants submitting final offering documents to the regulators before the end of this week. And once this application is in, of course, we're going to see more news flow in, and we're going to see how these contenders are going to present their ETFs in the market. Of course, other than this news, when we look at the sector at large and when we look at offerings, financial offerings in terms of cryptocurrencies, we see a lot happening, not just in the US, but the European Union zone as well as Southeast Asia, where, of course, Southeast Asia and MENA region, where we'll be seeing a lot of events happening. Which will also be happening in the US as well, which I'm sure you will be talking about shortly. But another interesting development that happened in France was that VanEck and Interinvest are planning to bring Bitcoin to French pension plans. And now this is obviously interesting because as VanEck partners with Interinvest to introduce Bitcoin ETN to French pension plans, this also marks a first in the digital asset inclusion for retirement savings. And risky assets, or so we used to call them earlier, are now being involved or being included in such pension plans and long term investment strategies. And it all does paint a prettier picture for the sector at large. I feel changing and influencing the narrative for better. And while we talk about news, of course, it would be really hard to not talk about Donald Trump. In a recent news, in fact, just today, I came across an interesting news where Trump said that he's set to release his fourth NFT collection, and this comes right after he was, of course, shot in one ear. And in addition to that, Trump's presidential campaign, and this is an interesting piece of information. The campaign has raised about 3 million in crypto, mostly in Bitcoin and Ether. So, of course, a lot of crypto natives appear to be Trump fans. But what is the reality? What is happening on ground? What are Americans thinking? Brandy, if you could paint a better picture of that.
Oh, everyone, take a deep inhale, breathe in.
The
Ah,
great.
I mean, really? I'm just, real talk, okay? Man, I love America. I just do. But I love India and I love UAE and I just love everyone. So, the truth is this is just a ridiculous thing that we have to go through every 4 years. And I know it's necessary. And listen, it's not your mother or your father's political campaign anymore. It's just not. It's not black. It's not white. It's not red. It's not blue. It's purple. It's everything. It's the color of the rainbow. And I really hope. All right. Well, you guys can leave comments. It's fine. But I really, really, really hope that at some point we have an algorithmic system that charges us into a real election, that we can see by consensus, by our consumer goods, by our GDP, by our consciousness, what we wear, who we talk with. I mean, everything's being tracked, traced, and monitored. So why not just elect a president and our committees based on union states or based on our local economies? All right. Did I say too much? Real talk. I'm feeling at a high vibration right now. Anyways, Rooney, if you want to respond to that, feel free to, or not. It's just,
No, I feel that was the real talk, and you did talk about the real deal. Of course, blockchain tech and the kind of future, the kind of decentralized future that we talk about here every week. We try to talk about breaking free from the matrix and how, as humans, we're parts of different societies and yet connected so well. I mean, the kind of future that you talk about, Brandy, doesn't appear to be as distant as it did a few years back from now. It is, of course, more in reach now, I feel, and blockchain technology, DLT, and the kind of world that we talk about through Web3 is something that can make it possible. How that
yes.
will happen or materialize, of course, is something that we talk about when we bring all the amazing entrepreneurs on our show.
Yeah, well, we have a selected queen who just entered into the studio, and Alyze Sam is here. Welcome to the stage. I'm going to do a little hello first and then read off a short bio and what we get to experience on the live stream. I'm so happy you're here, love.
Hi, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, you are doing so much in this space, but before we deep dive in, I know that you just heard some of our context about the election, about politics, about real talk. And everyone, I'll just give you a background about Alyze Sam. She is been in crypto for some time. She actually is a nurse who had an experience and decided, from her trauma of an accident, she ended up being in DeFi. And so it's refreshing piece to the puzzle here where she decided blockchain is going to be her career choice. So blockchain strategist, novelist, educator. She is a multi-award winning author. She is now driving advocacy, and she's also ranked the top 50 in blockchain. And being women in blockchain, she is speaking to a lot of women out there to stand up and stand in. And she was on Hacker Moon. She's been inspired by the works of many. And I just want to welcome you to the pre-show to our live stream, which is going to happen in just a few minutes on YouTube and LinkedIn, a few other social networks. So, Alyze, politics, religion, crypto, it's all the same to me. Any insight about what's going on in the US and what happened with Donald, and what can we expect in the near future with crypto being a part of elections?
Man, there's so much to unpack there. And I will be honest with you. I mean, let's just open it up with a can of worms, right? It was such a
Yeah.
nice entry to me. And then we start off with politics and religion. Let's go. I've never shied away from it either. And obviously, my background is it's in hospice and psychiatric nursing. So I think that I'm actually probably one of the few experts in this space that can have an insight to the political view because of mental health, and I'll be honest with you, like that's my outlook. I think we're sick. I think America is sick.
Mm.
I think the world is sick, and we are. We just came out of a global pandemic, which is something that, those of us our age, from the ages of 30 to 50 could never imagine. I mean, I was a nurse. Like I said, I took care of the dying and the mentally ill and the drug addicted for over a decade. And I was hit by a semi truck. And I actually got launched into politics about the same time I got launched into cryptocurrency because Team McAfee picked me up. And back in 2019, John McAfee was running for president, and that was one of my missions, was to go around and hand out these McAfee masks and, talk about how the political system is just a joke and it's a media manipulation play. Anybody can run for president, but, do we really have a vote? And how does blockchain play into politics and all that? Well, number one, your votes should matter. And right now, I'm sorry, but they don't. That vote or die campaign that all the rappers and everybody did in the 90s, did it matter? We spent all that money and calling all those people and resources on nothing because our votes don't matter. More dead people vote every year than more living. Did you know that? Interesting fact. So that tells you just in the core of like the political outlook in itself that it's just kind of doomed. But there are solutions, especially in blockchain, that I think that we need to be presenting. And I think that we do need to, take time. Speaking about religion, I think we need to take time and pray for our country and anybody that was wounded in this political endeavor or this assassination attempt. I don't know what it was. But, there was somebody that was killed. I think 2 people were killed. And, President Trump is, wounded. And that's a terrible thing. Like whatever you believe, if you're pro-Biden, pro-Trump, pro-RFK Jr., or anti-politics in general, like one thing that we should all unite upon is, violence is never the answer, or it shouldn't be, it really should not be. So I don't know where we should go and what we should do. I know that blockchain is going to fix it. I know that I'm working with people like David Chaum, the founder of Digital Transactions, via his white paper in 1989. 1979. He is the grandfather of blockchain protocol, and he has a voting mechanism, a solution for us. And I think we should all start taking a look at things like that. Like setting the political system to smart contracts, to AI, putting it on the blockchain, making it transparent. And I think, we can argue what's going on all day long and who should be president and what should happen. But do any of us really have a say? Do any of us really have a voice? And if we do have a voice, does it really matter?
Well, I honor every word that you've said. I am here to be the voice of reason, and I believe you are too. I'm loving everything that you've been a part of, and it just brings me such joy to know that we are evolving and technology is bringing us to a higher state of consciousness. Let's just face it, being on blockchain is transparent. It will show values and value in a marketplace. And if I'm going to be a futurist in this talk, I project out there we will have algorithmic voting that will help us as our country is not just a country, it's segmented. We need to know from a local to a global level of what's needed for our people. And that changes daily. Your statement saying that we are sick. We need support. We need life support. We need communication that serves us. We need education. I'm an advocate for financial literacy and blockchain and also Web 2 and generational wealth. I mean, it all comes down to this, right? A spiritual awakening.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to need that. Yeah.
It's the rug, right? We talk about rug pulls all the time in crypto, but we're standing on a rug right now. If we don't fix who we are internally, then the external will not be shown. If the external won't be fixed. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to heal from within, and that's a problem with big pharma, and why I practice holistic medicine. It's because we put a Band-Aid on things. When you have a headache, you don't take a Tylenol to fix the headache. You figure out why you have a headache. Are you drinking too much caffeine? Are you not sleeping at night? Is your blood pressure high? You don't take something to put a Band-Aid on a gushing, gaping wound. It doesn't work ever. And that's same true in politics. Like we have to heal from within.
Oh my gosh, we're going to deep dive into some of this in our next conversation as we get ready to go on our live stream. We'll be on our video portion of today's call on Yes 3.0 Network. Thank you, Alyze. I'm going to see you on the other side in just about 5 minutes. Thank you for being who you are, and I'm excited about our show. I'll meet you on the other stage.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Varuni, let's chime in here for one moment.
Right here, Brandi. And some really amazing things Elise said. I have to say that I really respect her for doing all that she did. And I'm looking forward to the conversation that you guys are going to have about all the amazing blockchain solutions and the real problems that exist and how we will deal with those problems with these solutions. So, looking forward to that, Brandi.
Thank you. I want to thank the Coin Republic for showing up every week with us and bringing us the news and deep diving into how we can make a positive impact. And I also want to thank Kayutel, who's also doing great change inside Africa with their ISP, Internet Service Provider, and bringing it to schools. Some of their initiatives are bringing it internet in Africa where we currently do not have it, to help bring and widen education platforms. Varuni, thank you so much. Are there any final and last words for this week?
Thank you so much, Brandi and Elise. And I'm really looking forward to the amazing conversation that we're going to be having in the next few minutes. No final words, just stay crypto curious, stay curious in general, and be more open. I feel that's the way to go.
100%. Thank you, Varuni.
Thank you so much.
My final words of today's reflection is simple. You hold the keys. You hold the power. It's important that you know who you truly are. Yes, 3.0 Abundance and Wealth is more than finance. It is about third place. It is about this next evolution of who you are as a human, who gets to create the world that you live in, happy, buoyant, loving, free. No matter who gets elected, no matter what happens in our economy, know that you are always taken care of. Thank you again for being here. Please like, share, comment, follow, do all the mastery things that you do. Join us inside the Mindset Masters group. The links are in my bio. And also, if there's a topic you're interested in having real talk about, let us know in your comments and we will bring you to the stage at some point. Thank you again, and so long. Join us on our YouTube. Bye for now.